So I sort of waited a little while to do this. I should have done it earlier today, but this week's topic is Proposition 8, which was put to the California Supreme Court to be overruled, and it was not. It was upheld. The decision came through last Tuesday. And some people think this maybe isn't a big deal, or people in other states are like, well, how does it really affect us? Well, I think it is a big deal because California is a big state. California is a really liberal state, and they're really setting the stage. I mean, the more states that allow gay marriage, the more will allow gay marriage once you have all these states. So, like, look at this list of all these states that do it. Why don't we do it? You know, why do we have to be behind when all these states do certain things? So I think it was a big step forward when it was allowed in California. So taking it away, I mean, it's just really ridiculous, I think. Just saying one thing is okay one day and then saying it's not okay the next is just completely ridiculous. And I think what are you saying to the people who are already married? Like their marriages are just like technically legal, but they're basically saying that it's not legal, that they have these like illegal marriages even though they're allowed to have them still. It's just a shitty situation. I think it's terrible, because I think that the same-sex marriage is a civil right issue. Everyone's like, well, no marriages should be, the state shouldn't be in marriages at all, anyone's marriages. Well, yeah, I think it should be, because I think the civil part of it is what we're talking about. We're not talking about religious marriages at all. We're not talking about religious marriages at all. I'm going to say that one more time. We're not talking about religious marriages at all. We're talking about civil marriages. We're talking about marriages as they are allowed by the state, by the government. It has nothing to do with religion. If your religion doesn't allow gay marriages, just because it's allowed in the United States does not mean your religion has to allow it. And I just really don't understand why people are so against it. I really, really, really don't. So, I mean, there was a lot of a certain religion that put all the money in to go toward Prop 8 ads and things to try to get people to pass Prop 8, and it worked because all the gays were just busy getting married and thinking that it wasn't a big deal and thinking that they didn't need to get out and vote against it. I mean, I don't think they thought that it would pass. I think they didn't. And, maybe more people will try to go against it to try to get Prop 8 up, overturned still, but I don't know. I just think it's a really shitty situation, and that it's just ridiculous that it was allowed and then immediately just not allowed anymore. So I think it's a real big blow, a really big blow for the whole country as far as civil rights go. So it's really frustrating to me. I can't get to my YouTube inbox, so I don't know if we have any small topics, but I do want to say that I watched Repo the Genetic Opera last week, and it was amazing. You have to see it if you have not seen it. It's a movie, it's an opera. It has Alexa Vega in it, who you might know from Spy Kids, who is all grown up and very attractive. And Paris Hilton is in it, not looking like Paris Hilton or acting like Paris Hilton. And Sarah Brightman, a really well-known soprano opera singer, is in it. The librarian guy from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I can't remember his name, but he is in it. The movie is just, it's like nothing you've ever seen. It's so cool. It's really dark, but it's not just like silly goth stuff, which is what I expected. It's so awesome. It's so good. The music's so good and so catchy. the next day we were like singing it, like after we'd watched it like once. The next day I went and watched it with audio commentary, and then I downloaded the soundtrack, and I've been listening to it, and it's so good. You have to see it if you have not seen it. Repo the Genetic Opera, and I will put a link in the sidebar to a trailer, so you can go and watch the trailer if you don't really know what I'm talking about or what to expect. You have to see it. You have to see it. So that's really all I'm going to talk about today. I wish I had more poignant things to say about Prop 8, but it's just really disappointing. Although, I mean, we are making some headway, it's slow, and, you know, we go 2 steps forward and 1 step back, and